We have been taught our whole lives that if you want protein, you eat meat, and that beef is the king of them all. But what if I told you that certain humble plants, some of them all but forgotten, can match or even beat beef for protein, and do it while costing a fraction of the price? Our ancestors around the world thrived on these protein-rich plants for thousands of years, long before the modern obsession with meat. Today, I am going to share 7 of them with you, the forgotten protein powerhouses hiding in plain sight. Now let me be honest with you right from the start, the way a good friend would, because the truth here matters. When we say these plants have more protein than beef, we usually mean gram for gram in their dried form, or measured against the same number of calories. A steak on your plate still holds a great deal of protein by weight, but these plants are so incredibly protein-dense, especially once dried, that spoon for spoon they truly can outmatch beef, and they bring fiber, minerals, and other gifts that meat simply does not. So settle in, and let me walk you through 7 forgotten protein plants. We begin with Moringa, often called the miracle tree, a plant that has nourished the peoples of Africa and Asia for thousands of years. The dried leaves of the Moringa tree are an astonishing source of protein, containing all the essential building blocks the body needs, which is rare for a plant. Beyond protein, Moringa is loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which is exactly why it has been used to fight malnutrition in some of the poorest places on Earth. A spoonful of Moringa powder stirred into a smoothie or soup delivers a concentration of nourishment that few foods on the planet can rival. The tree itself is so generous and grows so quickly in warm climates that nearly every part of it can be used: the leaves, the pods, the seeds, which is why whole communities have leaned on it through droughts and hard times when little else would grow. The second forgotten protein plant is Spirulina, an ancient blue-green algae that the Aztecs harvested from their lakes and treasured as a food of strength centuries ago. Spirulina is one of the most protein-dense foods ever discovered, made up of around 60 to 70% protein by dried weight, a figure that leaves beef far behind. It is also rich in iron and other nutrients. With its strong, earthy flavor, just a small spoonful added to a drink or a meal provides a remarkable protein boost from one of the oldest foods on Earth. It is so nutrient-dense that it has even been studied as a food for long space missions, where every gram of nourishment counts, a humble pond algae trusted to feed astronauts among the stars. Third, we have Amaranth, a tiny golden grain that was sacred to the ancient Aztecs and a staple of their diet, so important that it was woven into their ceremonies. Unlike most grains, Amaranth is a complete protein containing all the essential amino acids, and it is rich in fiber and minerals too. It cooks up into a hearty, nourishing porridge or can be popped like tiny corn. For a plant that nearly disappeared from history, Amaranth offers a beautifully complete and ancient form of nourishment that is well worth bringing back to the table. The fourth is hemp seeds, the soft, nutty little seeds of a plant humankind has cultivated for thousands of years. Hemp seeds are a complete protein, delivering all the essential amino acids in a form the body easily uses, along with a beautiful balance of healthy fats. 3 tablespoons carry a substantial amount of protein, and they could not be easier to enjoy, simply sprinkled over almost any food. Mild, pleasant, and endlessly versatile, hemp seeds are one of the simplest ways there is to add real plant protein to your day. Number 5 is the Lupini bean, a golden legume that was beloved by the ancient Romans and Egyptians and has been quietly eaten around the Mediterranean for thousands of years. Lupini beans are extraordinarily high in protein, among the very highest of all the beans, and rich in fiber as well. Traditionally, they are soaked and brined into a firm, satisfying snack. While they have faded from most modern tables, those who know them treasure them as one of the most protein-packed plant foods you can eat, an ancient snack that puts most modern ones to shame. One important note: Lupini beans must be properly soaked and prepared before eating, as they are very bitter and unsafe raw. But prepared the traditional way, they are a delicious and genuinely powerful source of plant protein. The 6th is Teff, the tiniest grain in the world, no bigger than a poppy seed, and the ancient staple of Ethiopia, where it has been grown for thousands of years. Despite its tiny size, Teff is a nutritional giant, rich in protein, fiber, iron, and calcium. It is the grain used to make the traditional sourdough flatbread that has sustained an entire nation for millennia. Nutty and mild, teff can be cooked into porridge or baked into breads, offering a hearty, protein-rich foundation that history nearly forgot, but that deserves a place in any kitchen. That a tiny seed could feed a nation for thousands of years is a powerful reminder that size has very little to do with strength. And finally, the seventh, watercress, a peppery green that grows wild in clean, cool streams and was treasured by the ancient Greeks and Romans. Now, watercress will not match beef by total weight. But here is the astonishing truth. Because calorie for calorie, watercress contains more protein than many cuts of meat, all while being almost pure nourishment with very few calories at all. It is one of the most nutrient-dense foods ever measured. Bright and fresh with a lively bite, watercress turns a simple salad or sandwich into a surprising little protein powerhouse. Now let me speak gently to those of you caring for someone you love. Perhaps you are looking after an aging parent who struggles to eat enough, or who can no longer chew meat easily, and you worry about keeping their strength up. I see you, and I want you to know that these gentle plant proteins can be a real blessing. A spoonful of Moringa or hemp stirred into a soft, easy meal, a warm bowl of amaranth porridge, prepared with patient and loving hands, can deliver real, meaningful nourishment to a body that needs it, without the difficulty that meat can sometimes bring. To nourish someone this thoughtfully is one of the deepest forms of care. There is a way of quietly fighting for their strength when they can no longer fight quite so hard for it themselves. But honesty requires that I say this plainly. These protein-rich plants are a wonderful part of a healthy diet, but they are not a replacement for proper medical or nutritional care. They are not a reason to skip the doctor, and everyone's protein needs are different, especially for the elderly, the ill, or those with particular conditions. If you are planning a major change in how you eat, or caring for someone with special needs, talk with your physician or a dietitian first. Good food works best alongside good guidance, never instead of it, and the two together are far stronger than either alone. So the next time someone tells you that protein only comes from meat, you will know better. The Moringa, the Spirulina, the ancient Amaranth and Teff, these humble plants fed and strengthened entire civilizations long before the modern world ever existed, building strong bodies across thousands of years. That knowledge was never truly lost, only crowded out by clever marketing and convenient habit, by the simple assumption that newer and more expensive must mean better. These foods are still here, still astonishingly nourishing, still waiting on a shelf or in a stream to do for you exactly what they did for the ancients, often for just a few coins. Add one to your plate, and stay with me, because the plant world holds far more strength than we have ever been told.